What is good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back with the second track off At the Playboy Club tonight with Burns and Carlin. This is the second track. This one's called Killer Carlin. It's Jack Burns and George Carlin. They were like a comedy group, I guess, like way back in the day. This is from the 60s. So it's like some vintage comedy, you know. It's a little bit different than what other reaction channels are doing to comedy. So I kind of want to start doing a deep dive into like the old stuff. Now, I'm going to stop talking because I talk too much. I've been talking for, what does the timer say, like 2 minutes almost. I'm going to shut up, and we're going to just get right into this.
Good evening, sport fans. Biff Burns back again in the Spotlight. And my guest tonight, a young man who has been a credit to the boxing game for over 20 years. A young man who was recently called by Ring Magazine one of America's boxers. I'd like to introduce him to you now, ladies and gentlemen, Killer Carlin.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Biff. It's a pleasure to be on your crummy show.
Thank you, Killer. Listen, could you tell me, Killer, how your fabulous boxing career started?
Well, I started boxing as a kid in my neighborhood in the Lower East Side in New York. One day I was sitting at home. My mother asked me to take the garbage out. So I punched her in the mouth.
Yo, George Carlin, even at the very beginning, he was, that was just wild right there. My boxing career started. I punched my mother in the mouth, telling me to take the trash out.
Oh, my mother asked me to take the garbage out. So I punched her in the mouth.
Yo.
My old man seen it. He says, "Kid, you got a good right hand. How would you like to make a little money in a fight game?" So I made my decision. I called Mitch Miller and I canceled my oboe lessons. Then we went into training. Of course, we didn't have a lot of money at that time. We had to keep my mother on as a sparring partner. That didn't work out too good, though. She kept falling out of the wheelchair.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect something from. How many years ago is this? This is 80. Was this 80 years ago? The 60s? This is like 80 years ago. They got dark humor back then too. I like it. He said, my mother was a sparring partner. She kept falling out the wheelchair.
That didn't work out too good, though. She kept falling out of the wheelchair.
Oh, yes. Well, it's a fabulous beginning, Killer. A fabulous beginning. Do you recall your first fight?
Oh, sure. That was against Slugger Hogan. Used to call him the Mad Mick.
Oh, yeah. He had quite an impressive record, as I recall.
Yeah, he did have quite a record. I think he did 15 years at Leavenworth. Picked him up in Sweden for boxing in the nude.
That's a terrible charge, but you recall now that night of the first fight, your first professional fight, Killer?
Oh, I certainly do. I remember that. I can never forget it. The lights were shining down. The crowd was out there and were yelling. I threw a left and a right, a couple of more combinations, a couple of lefts and then a right, and an uppercut and a left and a right and an uppercut like that. It was great. Then Hogan came out of the dressing room, down the aisle, and into the ring, and the fight started.
Wait,
But we got our signals a little crossed there, you know. Everybody's falling down all over the ring. Nobody's throwing any punches, they're just falling down. Even a referee took a dive just to be on the safe side. Sure. Never know who's in the audience.
One of the shortest boxing matches in history, as I recall, Killer.
Yeah, that's right, just 30 seconds. Just time enough to move a couple of Gillette razors and a few blades, you know.
Now, Killer, you have had over 220 professional boxing matches.
That many, huh?
Yes, that many. And you have yet to win one.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I won a fight back in 1947.
Look, Killer, before we sign off tonight, I wonder if you have a few words of wisdom to pass along to the kids that are watching us on Coast to Coast TV tonight. They may want to be boxers, too.
Oh, well, that's fine. Kids, if you want to be boxers, the main thing you got to remember at all times, stay physical. You know, it's very important. Get the proper food, balanced diet. Get 8 hours sleep every night. And get good exercise. And above all, don't let your body rot. You know, a lot of kids have a tendency to let their bodies rot, you know. Rotten little kids is what yous are. I know, you bunch of rotten kids.
Good night, sport fans. Good night.
Oh, that was good. That one was good. The first one was good too, but I'm gonna be honest. I like this one better. I like how they're doing it. It's rather than like I guess modern stand-up comedy where they're just up there, you know, kind of like monologuing. This is like more like situational comedy, like doing like, I don't know if you would call them skits. I don't know really what you would call it, but I like it. I do like it. I like how they're like doing characters. They're portraying characters. This is funny. That one, yo, like I said, this is like in the 60s. I think this is from 63, if I'm not mistaken. So that's 80 years ago. And Judge Carlin had that dark humor even back then. I guess there's always been dark humor, but I just didn't think it was, I didn't know if it was acceptable back then. He said I hit me. His mother kept falling out the wheelchair as the sparring partner. Oh my God. That was unexpected. I like it. I like this. I like these, I like this album. It, I don't know. It kind of reminds me a little bit, like the way they talk. It kind of reminds me of some of those, like the Looney Tunes cartoons, you know, like the way they kind of talk in that, where it's like slapstick comedy kind of, like they just like the little quick punchline or whatever that makes you laugh. Yeah, this one, I like this track, Killer Carlin. This one was funny. That was funny. And you guys got to remember, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is his first like album. This is like the beginning of his career. So he was probably a prodigy. He's always been hilarious, I guess. Well, I mean, judging off this, he had to have been hilarious, because I like that a lot. That was good. They had to get him off the airwaves. They're like, good night. He said, you rotten little kids. Oh man. All right. That one was a good one. Like I said, thank you to everyone for taking the time to watch. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm going to be back with the rest of the tracks on this album, at the Playboy Club tonight, Burns and Carlin. I like this a lot. Like I said, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so if you're brand new, please hit that subscription button below. I would truly appreciate it. And we're on, what was I saying? I said, well, dude, I'm fucking up this outro so bad. Like I said, you guys are truly the best. I appreciate it, and I'm going to catch you guys next time.